Welcome to the third video in the AI for non-technical CxOs video series, where we're helping you as a non-technical CxO to understand the implications of AI to your organization and how to define your AI strategy. In yesterday's video, we looked at how AI can impact your income statement and how it might ultimately completely disrupt what your organizational structure looks like. And so now let's start thinking about your organization and what this might mean in the context of your teams, of your processes, of your customers. And the framework that we're going to use is Gartner's AI Opportunity Radar. I'll put the links in the video, but it's very easy for you to find. It's a great visual, and it's really easy for you to start to think through the context of your own organization. So let's start to draw it up. The radar exists as a nice circle, perfect circle. And on that circle, we've got two axes. So the first is top to bottom, and we go from internal use cases for your own internal people and teams and systems, to external use cases for any external stakeholders, customers, prospects, suppliers, partners, maybe investors. And then on the horizontal axis, we go from everyday AI. So these are the use cases for just repetitive, high volume use cases that happen all of the time, over to what we call game changing AI. Game changing AI, things that are going to completely disrupt not only your company, but the entire industry that you are in, and give you that chance to completely leapfrog the competition. So let's start to go through each of these quadrants one by one. So let's think about everyday AI and internal. So here we're really thinking about your back office, finance, HR, some operational processes, legal, purchasing. It's all of those systems and processes that happen within your organization. And this is often where most of the first proof of concepts for AI come about, because people are thinking, how do I save money in this? Is this adding value to our customers, or is this just an overhead that we can start to strip out? And so you'll see a number of AI tools that are focused on automating finance, legal, HR processes. That's everyday AI and internal. Next up, let's go up to everyday AI and external. So here we're thinking about sort of repetitive tasks that are interacting with your customers, your suppliers, your partners, and so on. And so this is very much about your front office. So we think about our sales processes and whether we're interacting with our customers in a different way, or our prospects. We think about our service processes and maybe the way that we support them through a chat interface or providing them with solutions. Maybe we think about some of our suppliers and the way that we onboard them or verify them as a trusted supplier. So these are, high volume activities, but they're now introducing the concept of people that are outside of our organization. And there are plenty of tools and apps that are spinning up to offer you, a magic medicine to help you with some of that. Now let's drop back down again and think about internal use cases, but now game changing. What is not going to just sort of, ice our current situation, make it look a little bit nicer, but actually is going to fundamentally change the way that our organization exists. And so here we're thinking about our core capabilities. How do we do R&D to actually bring new products and services to market? How do we run our supply chain? How do we handle all of the logistics and the way that our processes go from one to another? I often think about Amazon when I think about core capabilities. When you think about the process, when you place a return to Amazon, you go to one of those lovely cabinets that's probably in your filling station nearby. That gets picked up that day. It then goes back to the nearest warehouse. It's then automatically restocked. All of the finances about how that is going to end up back on on the shelves. This is like a core internal capability that makes Amazon such a powerful competitor for anyone that was trying to rebuild what they're doing, that vertical integration. So think about that in terms of your internal processes and logistics. And then the final one is about game-changing AI and external use cases. And so here we're thinking about new products and services. What is it that we can create that is new out of the data, the information, the knowledge that we are sat on to provide a new or improved value proposition to our customers, that we can sell for more, that we can sell them a new product that keeps them with us longer than them going to another competitor? Now, as Gartner described this, you can pretty much draw a line straight down the middle of your opportunity radar. And if most of your use cases are on this side, it's quite defensive. You are thinking about the process that happens today and thinking about how you can make that cheaper, more efficient, maybe a better service to your customers, but primarily it's about stripping out cost so that you can drop that down to your bottom line. Anything that's up to the right here is really about true innovation. This is about bringing something new to the table that is going to allow you to compete and differentiate with the competitors in your space. And it is to the right of this line where the true value of AI comes in. Now, there's one final part of the AI opportunity radar that I want you to think about, and that is a set of concentric circles which make it look like a target. And as you are plotting different use cases or ideas on here with the rest of your executive team, you want to think about the feasibility of the ideas that you're coming up with. And there are three aspects of that feasibility to think about. So the first is technical. Like, is this even possible? Like, do we have that data, or could we get hold of that data? Could an AI model even deliver the kind of value proposition that we're thinking about? So that's the first feasibility. Is it even technically possible? And this is where your IT colleagues or your data colleagues will help you with that. The second is the internal feasibility. And by this, we're thinking, like, are our people, internal people, ready to adopt something like this? Is there going to be a mass revolt because they suddenly feel this is going to take away their job and they're going to stop performing their core job? Are they happy to change the way that they're working? So that's the internal feasibility of your ideas. And then the final part is the external feasibility. So for these use cases, we're talking about our customers, our suppliers, our partners. And if we roll out a new way of buying our product automatically through an agent, are our customers ready for that? Or do they need to go on a journey? If we're going to automate the experience of a supplier onboarding and loading up their products into our platform, are they ready for that? So depending on these three criteria of feasibility, you can start to measure whether something is, in the middle of the target, it's very feasible technically, internally and externally, or actually, is it a bit more out here? It's a nice idea, it would have huge value, but technically it's not very possible, and our people aren't ready to adopt it yet. Having done this exercise with your senior leadership team in a workshop environment, you're going to come up with a wide range of AI use cases, and you're going to have a pretty good idea about how they're going to impact your organization, both in terms of the cost, where you're going to have some efficiencies, but more importantly, how you can start to drive new value propositions, new sources of revenue that have no ceiling to what it can mean to your financial statements. And tomorrow, we are going to get our hands on some AI tools. Now, you may have already played around with ChatGPT. You may have played around with Claude. If you haven't, don't worry. I'm going to help you to get an account set up. But more than that, we're going to get into some more advanced, I shouldn't say advanced because it's not too advanced, but we're going to start actually using your context of your organization so you can really see the power of AI once it understands your world. I'll see you then.